raised the mood all around us. After all, this is when, in the face of anything, hope springs eternal, and the fans puff out their chests proudly. Well, colour and passion just oozing from the stands here. These fans love their football, and we're about to be dished up a feast of it. There's the whistle. It's us or them. Always has been, always will be. Who do you, Jim, see making the difference here?
Well, Lamine Yamal. Well, this guy, Lamine Yamal, Peter, certainly is a very exciting talent. A natural right winger. We all know about his technique, but he's very impressive with his decision-making too. And when you consider that his job is all about supply, it's all about end product, he's become actually quite good at that. His ball retention is quite strong. And when you've got that in a wide player, you're onto something.
Hard to disagree with that. It is the sort of situation he thrives in. Isco! Oh, he's given that plenty, but no.
That is a really good chance missed, Peter. Certainly the way he's been playing.
Looking to play him in. Olise going face-to-face with his great rival. Guardiola does well to get it back. Neither of these two want to come off second best.
Now then, clash of the egos.
Now it's Ferran Torres. Couldn't squeeze it through. Doué. Well, he's having a pop! And a terrific save from the keeper.
He's definitely living up to the occasion here. He just loves being out there amongst it.
And it's Tchouaméni. He'll try from distance! Can he finish? It's off target and by quite a way.
Well, it's almost like he had too much thinking time there, Peter.
A poorly directed kick from the keeper, he's given it away. Howson kept aware, and it is reclaimed easily. If you have just joined us, well, you've missed no goals. Some really good ball movement. Olise, he's going for goal! Fantastic from Olise! A finish of true class! Beautiful, just beautiful. The joy of the moment.
That was magnificent. The way he cut it so perfectly. I think he's even managed to surprise himself, Peter.
France have fired themselves in front.
Well, I'd remind those players, Peter, that concentration will be key for a while now, as you don't want to hand the momentum straight back to your opposition.
Yamal with Yamal!
I'll tell you, Peter, the keeper owes him big time there. He's lucky his mate was wide awake to that.
Now it's Torres. Spain have got it back and they'll have another go.
Yeah, they were looking for a counter-attack.
Zaire Emery.
Spain are really in a position where patience and prudence will serve them best. Time's on their side.
Fernando Torres.
This is the time you need that pace. Spain are clearly playing a patient game here, looking to pick out those runners.
Yeah, that's a lot of the forwards, this style, doesn't it? You need them to be good effort from distance. Oh, the keeper's done ever so well.
Really looked sharp there, didn't he? That's very well played.
Now it's Ferran Torres. Oh, facing up to his adversary. This is a formidable matchup.
Ferran Torres clearly held on to it far too long there. Did he do enough to find someone? He looked as if he had his mind set on trying to do everything his way.
Now it's Olise. He's shifting through the gears here. He's had a shot! Oh, fine stop from the keeper.
Olise is offering a wry smile there.
Guardiola.
Spain certainly could do with a positive spell for the remainder of this half, just to set the tone for what's to come.
And this is Torres. Olise does have his name on the score sheet, of course. And this is Torres. Doué. Shin to shin, bicep to bicep, and he wins out. And Torres! The ball is loose and the chase is on. It's a promising position. Driven in. Saliba with the clearance. Zaire Emery has created one goal already. Challenge just a bit on the firm side. Now it's Torres. Tries to play it through. Good ball, good take. And the pass is intercepted. And it's made its way to him. Chouameni. And the referee has blown for half-time. Well, it's certainly simmered along nicely so far. Just the one goal in it, and it's all still very much up for grabs. Spain go in at half-time with a game to chase.
Well, let's not beat about the bush, Peter. It's been fairly flat, and the support have had little to cheer about. So an awful lot of questions have got to be asked, and the answers need to be found in a hurry.
Well, it has been confrontational, combative, competitive, everything you'd expect from Derby Day. So that was the first half, and we will be back with the second half shortly. So let's get the ball rolling.
Well, I think starting this half in a strong manner is essential, Peter, if you're chasing the game, which they are. You know, go with intent and purpose. Let your opponents know you're not just going to quietly bow down.
Tries to pass it through. Doué! Doué! He's done very well to get to that.
Well, someone's doing his job properly, Peter, that's for sure.
Ferran Torres. Now it's Torres. Neatly clipped into space. Zaire Emery. Doué. Doué going forward. Oh, he's bustling through here. Yamal. Oh, now here's an interesting matchup. The ball has bounced loose now. Not getting too much time on the ball here. That is good pressing. Spain still behind thanks to that solitary strike. Pedri. Now it's Torres. Expertly cut out, really nicely done. Zaire Emery. Now it's Mbappe. Mbappe running with the ball. Sergio Roberto does really well to win the ball there.
I wouldn't fancy playing up front in these circumstances, to be honest. There's absolutely no supply.
And it's Chouameni. And here's Dembele. Pedri. Your impression so far, Jim?
We've not seen much from this team as a whole, Peter. OK, that's largely due to the way their opponents have approached it, but they can up their game considerably, and I mean considerably. Well, that was well positioned and well pinched. They can't hurt with their backs to goal.
Guardiola. Pedri. You would think that now would be a good time to consider some changes.
Well, the manager must be thinking to himself whether he's got a game changer on that bench, and he needs to act quickly.
Pedri. Passes coming off in quick succession here. Still no way through. The defending here is resolute.
Spain really are going for it here, Peter. Now it's just a matter of sustaining the effort.
This is a really front-footed approach.
I think they just have to keep forcing the issue and they'll get clinical.
Doué. Big chance! Oh, the ball's run loose here. Oh, what a mistake! It's out for a goal kick.
Cambio de jugadores en España. El dorsal
Spain
7,
can now
el
introduce
dorsal
the
4.
first of their
Serán
substitutes.
sustituidos por el dorsal 10, el
Elise.
dorsal 9.
Chouameni. Oh, that is a nice touch. Sergio Roberto. Merino. Great defending, strong and determined.
Well, there's plenty to like about this approach. Get your head down, keep battling away, and eventually things might change for you.
Olise going face-to-face with his great rival. Foot in. Fernando Torres. Looking to pass their way up the pitch. Fernando Torres. The final moments of a game that has been pretty compelling overall.
Well, I suppose they need something to break their way, Peter. Anything at this late stage.
Dani Olmo. Knocks it out wide. Fernando Torres. Doué. Zaire Emery. Just 5 minutes remaining now. Merino. And it's Guardiola. Mbappe. Now it's Dembele. Moved on forwards. And here's Torres.
I think we're about to see a frenetic finish. No half measures from here. A lot of space here, a real opportunity.
And it's Marino. Pedri. And that signals the end. Well, that was tense. The two parties separated by the game's only really meaningful moment. Intriguing for the neutrals, unbearable, sometimes unwatchable for those with a vested interest. The end of the game. Well, this is just joyous. The perfect backdrop as both sides look to clear the first hurdle. Supporters here in terrific numbers. So will they be going back happy at the end of 90 minutes? Well, the stage is set for a stirring showdown here. The supporters in great voice, and there's a real sense of anticipation in the air. Game on. So straight into the action. Jim, you've played in games of this nature. Who can make the difference?
Yeah, Casemiro. He gives them some real defensive steel in the middle of the park, Peter. What he's particularly good at is nipping opposition attacks in the bud and preventing them from getting any real momentum going. He's also a bit of a shooting threat from long range too, so opposing defences will have to beware of that, and very much so.
Yes, getting the best out of him will count for so much. And here's Neymar. Can he get it through? Pass is just off target. Casemiro picks it up from the goal kick. João Pedro. Oh, good spread. Now it's Rafinha. He's found a way through. Good pressure, determined, intense. He's got away. Brazil getting forward at times, but achieving little of substance. He's shifting through the gears here. Martinelli!
Can't be expected to deliver anything better than that. This is heroic keeping.
Serginho cuts out the pass. Joelinton. Well, that was a period of possession which carried just about no threat at all. Well played, that has snuffed out the danger. Serginho. Gabriel kept his eye on it, and he's there. And it's Guimaraes. He's got plenty of space out wide here. Oh, it's decent chance! I think that's a corner. Yes, it is. Brazil with their first corner, the first in the game for either side, actually. Brazil have the chance to go the other way. Tries a shot! Oh, that was a brilliant save.
That's very, very good. You can't ask for much more than that.
He's having a pop! Nicely weighted ball. Endrick. Martinelli. Oh, easy pickings there. Bruno Guimaraes. Oh, good take in a good area. He's found some space. Chance! Oh, and that one's done no damage in the end. Corner number 2 then. Brazil are looking to go forward now. Now it's Endrick.
Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
So, Jim, what are you thinking?
Well, it's plain for all to see who has settled into this game with the greater superiority. Now for a goal.
Tries to thread one through. Rafinha providing an outlet. And a chance! Oh, denied! Brilliantly!
That'll earn him a few high fives. Probably feels he could have been better protected, though.
Bruno Guimaraes. Lovely pass, but can he get there? He's had a shot! Goal! Brazil! Lacking for neither time nor space, it could scarcely have been more straightforward.
Yeah, it's simply tragic defending when a renowned finisher is ignored. It's how he built his reputation.
Brazil have their opener. It is a goal of real significance.
That has really stirred things up, and if they carry on like this, things might even get louder here.
Gabriel cuts it out. And it's Neymar. Joelinton. He's in plenty of space here. Serginho. And here's Martinelli. Martinelli gets flagged offside.
Brazil couldn't really be more watertight in midfield. Not a trickle is getting through.
He's picked his way through. Oh, no joy this time.
Martinelli clearly held on to it far too long there. Did he do enough to find someone? He looked as if he had his mind set on trying to do everything his way.
Brazil are one up and looking surprisingly comfortable. Just past the 40th minute mark. Casemiro. And here's Martinelli. Serginho has it in a wide position.
Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
Rafinha receives it in a wide position, and he's managed to get free. Oh, sweet feet. Bumps him off it and wins back the ball. Cross from Rafinha. Casemiro threads one in. Now it's Martinelli. Oh, that's fabulous. Lovely feet. And the referee has signalled for half-time. Well, it's certainly simmered along nicely so far. Just the one goal in it, and it's all still very much up for grabs. Brazil go in at half-time with a 1-0 lead.
On the evidence of what we've seen, they're worth their lead. There was genuine intensity and purpose behind what they brought to the game. I think they'll want a strong start just after the break, though, to force the issue that bit more.
Brazil are in a pretty decent position after 45 minutes. 1-0 to the good.
Teremos uma substituição.
We're on the move again.
Brazil definitely want to carry on in a similar manner, although I would exercise some caution, Peter. You wouldn't want to leave yourself open in the early minutes trying to kill this off.
Gabriel. Oh, what a mistake! He is through here. Goes for a shot! And it's in! Brazil are back in business. And a calamitous moment ends with the inevitable result.
I think the defence really need to wake up here, Peter. They really shouldn't be getting caught out like that.
We're looking at a different game now.
This is exactly the kind of contest you'd expect when you have so much class from both sides. The next goal is going to be so significant.
There's a beautiful simplicity about this contest. Willing running on one side, dogged defence on the other. And here's Neymar. Big chance! It's in!
Well, it's hardly a great surprise to see him doing something thrilling, and it should send a strength and courage through every one of his teammates from here.
There was no getting to that, no getting to it at all. Expertly done.
That's expertly finished, and he's done that so often.
Brazil with the lead.
Look, he's the one everyone expects to put the ball in the net. That's what he's paid to do.
Marquinhos does well to get it back. Casemiro. Serginho is one of the key ingredients in the team's attack. Oh, lovely feed, he is such a good mover. And he welcomes it in, picked out brilliantly. It's all a little bit desperate, but it's got the job done.
Oh, that's brilliantly defended, though. It looked destined for a goal.
Oh, he's bustling through here. It's Neymar! It's loose now. Oh, it's fallen loose again! And that is doing no harm at all.
Well, it didn't quite come off this time, Peter, but that's a warning.
Oh, they could be caught out here. Now that shot at goal! Last-ditch defending, but that'll do. Chance, surely! Well, now it's a chance for a shot! A collective sigh of relief from the defence. Brazil have kept their powder dry on the substitution front so far. Could that be about to change?
Well, you would hope for some movement off the bench, Peter, knowing you get an extra sub in extra time.
Bremer. Could be danger here! And it's Marquinhos. Endrick. Casemiro. Shawlinton. Martinelli getting forward. Serginho did just about enough to come out on top there. Neither party overly willing to compromise.
Well, if you dwell on it for that long, that's what happens.
And the shot!
That's exactly what they need to keep doing. Carry on plugging away and eventually you might just get that little break.
Well, they're looking a whole lot more urgent now.
You know, the interest value in this game might just take off from here.
Just about up to 75 minutes. Now it's Neymar. Tries from a long way out. That had everyone off their seats.
Oh, he got lots of power behind that, just couldn't quite get it on target.
Substituição no time do Brasil.
Now the two coaches are signalling changes here, both at the same time.
Well, the manager must have thought to himself, we're just narrowly ahead, so it's best to withdraw anybody showing signs of fatigue.
Substituição.
Spread it left. Danilo. Shawlinton. That is ended up in no man's land. Well, good play on the left-hand side here. He has found the way through.
Brazil surely have to be commended for their drive and desire. Most teams would be taking the easier defensive route by now. It's the sort of situation they'll want to capitalise on now.
Substituição no time do Brasil. Camisa 16. Sai para a entrada do jogador. Camisa 20.
Well, that is one way to stop him. Now it's Rafinha. Rafinha. Well, that defending is unapologetically persistent. It's almost personal, and it had to be. Now it's Matheus Cunha. Firmino tries to pass it through. Oh, that looks a cracking ball. He's got away.
Brazil really wanted that two-goal cushion, but it wasn't to be. Still, they should be able to see it out from here.
Great chance! Now, that's another chance! He's got a goal! They have stolen level at the last! And he's only too grateful to capitalise on the keeper's misfortune.
That's smart play from him, actually, Peter. That goal was all about positioning. He knew instinctively where to be should the keeper have gotten a little jittery.
Back to parity, and there's barely any time left.
Well, those players out there must be exhausted now, Peter, but at least they have momentum, which augurs well if this goes to extra time.
A quick look, thought about cutting inside. Gabriel. Casemiro goes looking wide. And he's managed to get free. So 90 minutes have come and gone, it's going to be extra time. So Jim, any strong opinions after all of that?
Well, we can only hope we get an extra time contest of similar ambition, provided fatigue doesn't begin to play a part.
So here we go then, extra time is coming up.
Senhoras e senhores, pedimos que tomem conta de seus filhos durante a partida. Substituição no time do Brasil. Camisa 11.
Stern test this for the endurance, for the character of the players as we head into extra time. Brazil conceded an equaliser late on. Now they have to do it all again. Do they have what it takes? Brilliantly cut out. It's not an especially good pass, that. Firmino. Joelinton. Joelinton! And how did he not put that away?
Oh, unlucky. There's the urgency they need, and it nearly brought them a goal.
Bruno Guimaraes. He's had a fair tumble under that challenge. Ambitious ball here, and he's picked out the run. It's Gabriel Jesus! Incredible! Just incredible! So is that it? Is this the moment they stole it? The movement so precise, the finish sumptuous.
Brazil are such an adept counter-attacking team. They produced something out of nothing there. A few seconds was all it took for them to convert a defensive situation into a goal, and it's very impressive.
And in a trice, the substitute has scored already.
I think the manager's claiming an assist here.
Brazil have their lead. That is good alertness. Now it's Gabriel Jesus. Now it's Roberto Firmino. Good ball over the top.
That's just playing it safe and simple.
Casemiro. Now it's Roberto Firmino.
That's positional gold, the utilisation of space.
So that was it, the first period of extra time. The teams then separated by just one significant moment. How telling will that be? The next 15 minutes will decide. Exhaustion, physical and mental. Will we find a winner? Well, this really has been an epic, bullish header! Didn't quite get enough on that.
I thought the wing work was A1. The defending and finishing was anything but.
Firmino. Now it's Bruno Guimaraes. Always onto this. That'll be a corner. So, third corner of the game.
Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
And now a sudden chance. He's having a shot! And a neat finish! 2 up now, and they are cruising. Truly superb. A goal of such supreme quality, composure and class.
Well, I was impressed with both the movement and the pass, both causing lots of problems for that defence.
Well, that has changed the dynamic somewhat.
Well, I think it's just the reward for their application. They've played with great courage to try and kill this off, and for me, it looks like they've just about done it.
Danilo gets over and intercepts. Bruno Guimaraes gets a foot in here. Oh, well played, well sorted out. That pass isn't the best. Serginho. Oh, the movement is slick, the speed is slippery. The defence, though, able to hold on this time. Lucas Paqueta. And Serginho. Now it's Matheus Cunha. Serginho! Oh, that's a key interception. And that is that. Brazil have done it. The perfect outcome in this most pressured of games. How would you summarise what we've seen today then, Jim?
Brazil really deserve a lot of credit for what I'm sure would be a real confidence-boosting win. Such a huge game being played. There were so many factors that would have got the doubters going, but I guess they'll all go a little quiet now.
And that's where we have to end it. From me, Peter Drury, and my co-commentator, Jim Beglin. A very good evening to you all.